We begin today with more sobering news on the education front. The 2007 Nations Report Card shows 89% of kids living in low-income homes are reading below proficient levels. But here on Comunidad del Valle, we'll hopefully have some answers for you. Michael Lombardo is with the nonprofit Yes Reading Program. Thank you so much for coming and being on our show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Boy, sobering it is, and it's discouraging, but it's good to know that folks aren't giving up. Give us a reality check first. Tell us about those figures.
Yeah, the 2007 National Assessment of Educational Progress, also known as the Nations Report Card, shows that California right now ranks dead last in the country for literacy among low-income fourth graders. Looking specifically at the community of kids who are eligible for the National School Lunch Program, we see that only about 1 in 10 can read at their grade level. That bears out also among the Latino community, where only 1% of kids can read at what's designated as an advanced level. So it's a real problem facing California.
And we should point out that it's not that these kids are, for lack of a better term, dumb. I mean, these are kids who are probably some of the smartest kids, but have some sort of difficulty in reading at a proficient level.
Exactly. Reading is about attention. It's all about having someone to read with you in English, to help you to develop your vocabulary in English. And studies show that kids in low-income households enter school with radically less experience in these areas. So a kid coming from a middle-class household will typically come to their first day of kindergarten having been read to by a parent in English 2,000 hours or more. In low-income households, that figure is 60 hours.
Sure.
So it's a major disparity.
As a father yourself, it's got to be a little disconcerting.
Absolutely. I read to my daughter every night, multiple hours. We're going to buck the trend, and she and I are going to try to move that average forward a little bit. Well, that's her choice, not my choice. So.
But that's where you guys come in. Tell us about the YES program, because you're making sure that when the next report card, the 08 report card comes through, that maybe the figures change a little bit.
That's the idea. Yes Reading is a growing children's literacy nonprofit. We're headquartered right here in Silicon Valley, and we provide literacy intervention for kids during the school day and after school who have fallen behind in reading skill. And we do that by recruiting volunteers throughout the Bay Area. So right now, in fact, we're in a major volunteer drive, Damien. We're trying to get together a core of 500 volunteers from Oakland all the way down to San Jose to participate in literacy tutoring for kids. We're right now at about 290, so we're a little over halfway towards our goal, and we need the community to turn out. For as little as an hour a week, you can make a huge difference in a child's life just by sitting down and reading with them in school.
Is that all it will take? Maybe during a school hour, pull these kids aside and read to them for an hour?
That's exactly what we do. The kids actually get pulled out twice a week for 45-minute sessions. They work one-on-one with a volunteer. We train the volunteers. We give them a very structured curriculum. If you're someone who, the first time I had to read with my daughter, it was like I was a deer in the headlights. I was like, this is really important. I can't screw this up. So we train you. We give you curriculum that even has a script in it. If you're a little nervous about working with the kids, it tells you exactly what you need to do to help the kid read the book and then work on special skills that we want to focus on. Maybe it's decoding, which means trying to take letters on the page and make them into a word. Maybe it's comprehension, which means trying to understand what you've read and being able to talk about it later. It's flexible. We can do it all day during the school day, Monday through Thursday, and it's easy, and it's really fun. If you don't have a 2-year-old at home like you and I do, you're going to get to reconnect with some of those children's books that you loved, and that spirit of just joy and wonder that children's books kind of inspire in all of us.
You don't have to receive special training, you just have to care. I mean, I know that when I first started reading to my daughter, it was something like this. It says, you're not reading the news, you're reading to your daughter. Why don't you, bring it home to her? So basically, it's all about caring.
Exactly. It's caring and it's attention. And as long as you can read in English yourself, you can participate as a volunteer. We'll train you. The training is about 90 minutes. It's very simple. And yeah, it's about getting the kids engaged. I won't ask you to do your Dora voice for us here today, but if you can make it interesting and engaging for the kids, that makes so much difference. And you're not just trying to help them build their skills in reading. You're also trying to make them feel good about reading. Reading relates to self-esteem in a way that no other school subject does. If you're not good at math, you just go into nonprofit administration like me or
reporting.
Exactly, and you feel okay about it. But if you can't read, you check out of school in a really real way, and you're at risk for all kinds of nasty behavior, and you're at risk to drop out of school. And so Yes Reading isn't just about helping the kids kind of close the gap that they have in their achievement, but it's also about making them into lifelong readers and making them associate reading not with shame but with joy and wonder and excitement.
We say this about non-voters. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Well, if you don't volunteer for some of these kids, then you can't really have any say on how this education system is going. It's up to you to really roll up your sleeves. Real quickly, I guess we need a lot of bilingual readers, maybe?
Absolutely. Well, actually, we do most of our instruction in English,
Okay.
but we do have a special need for folks who can speak both English and Spanish or any of the Asian dialects as well. And it's extremely easy to register. You go to yesreading.org. We have an online volunteer registration system. Like I say, we're about 290 volunteers into a 500 volunteer goal. So
Gotcha.
we really need people to kind of people who are concerned about what they see in public schools to put their money where their mouth is and turn out and be a part of the solution.
All right, it's 1 hour a week, and you can go to the kids' school, and there is the web address for more information, yesreading.org, a couple of numbers and an email address. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And up next, you're on Comunidad del Valle, honoring our Latino veterans. Stay with us.